to Girls Can Grill Too. I'm so glad you're here with us this week. Last week we tackled the chuck eye steaks. This week we're going to be grilling up some skirt steak. We're gonna make an awesome taco board with it. Super fun to have outside with the kids. I've got some sweet peppers and some tortillas also to do a nice little grill on. This week we are going to want a little bit higher heat. So my grill is up closer to 450. Every grill is so different. So you've got to kind of feel out how your grill is. Does it run hotter? Does it run a little bit cooler? And trust your gut. And again, always remember that you can't uncook something. So underdoing it, setting your timer for less time and then checking it out and see where you're at, that is the best strategy. So on our grill, this time we're going to be cooking pretty quick and on high heat with the skirt steak. So I am going to take some time to actually oil my grill with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. So I just want to create a little bit of a greased surface since our meat is going to be on here for such a short amount of time. All right, now that my grill is oiled, it didn't need any cleaning. I will let that set closed because anytime my grill is open, I'm losing temperature and I want my grill to be good and hot. So our skirt steak, the skirt steak cut is actually from the short plate. The short plate is on the underside underneath the rib primal cut, and it is very flavorful like I mentioned, but it is super critical that once we have our finished cooked beef, we need to cut it cross grain or else it could be a little coarse. So we'll talk about cutting cross grain in just a minute. So we're gonna take a second to season our beef. Similar to last week, we're just using a simple salt, pepper, and garlic. We don't have to get too fancy. So here's our skirt steak. As I mentioned, it's really, really long. And so I'm gonna move that around there. I'm just gonna take a little bit of salt, garlic, and pepper and get it nice and seasoned up. Make sure we get a good coating. I love seasoning, so I might be a little over generous. All right, let's see how these guys fit on the grill for us. So, and this is gonna be a really quick, I kind of want to do more of a sear. Hindsight, I probably could have cut them into a little bit smaller strips so they'd fit on the barbecue a little better, but we'll roll with it. And my peppers are not going to take long, so I'm going to get those on the grill as well. Get them moved over. Okay. All right, so now, as I mentioned, I would set a timer because it never fails that someone pulls in your driveway, someone walks in, kids need your help doing something and you just lose track of time so easily. So I'm gonna set a timer really quick on my phone. It's always handy, and I'm just gonna set it for 2 minutes this time. I'm going to get my plate washed up and I'll see you back here in just a moment. One great thing about skirt steak is that it's so quick to cook up. We're talking about less than 10 minutes. So if you get home late from a sports practice, it's awesome to just fire up your grill, get your skirt steak on once it's preheated, and then within 10-15 minutes with letting it rest, you have an awesome piece of protein for your family to dive in on. The other thing that I wanted to mention is just other things that you can do with skirt steak. Today we're doing a taco board, but you can slice it thin and do a fun like chimichurri sauce on it with some just grilled vegetables. Also a fajita mix, so actually slicing up your bell peppers, doing some onion, maybe put a cast iron skillet on the grill with some of those veggies and make that stir fry. We're gonna enjoy our taco board tonight though, and let's take a peek at our skirt steak. I think that it's probably ready to flip. Yeah, it's looking really nice. So we're at about 3 minutes or so cook time. And again, we don't want to overcook this. It's just going to get super tough on us. So we can always cook something longer, but you definitely want to stay close to the grill. and not overcook. Our peppers are taking a little bit longer to char, but our skirt steak looks awesome. So we're gonna let it set for just another 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes of grill time will probably do the trick. Our temperature has already gone back down to 300, and so I might adjust my heat a little bit. Definitely don't think that once you've set your grill up that that's the temperature it's gonna stay at. You're kind of constantly playing with those levers and making sure that your heat stays just right. They're starting to get a little better color. Yeah, the peppers are starting to look really good. The meat is starting to look really great. I think we're about done. Once you start grilling more and more, you're gonna be able to pick up a piece of meat and really feel how it's done. So I'm thinking we're pretty good here. I want it to be a little bit premature because as I let that rest in the kitchen, it's going to continue to cook. I'm gonna have a little grill cleaning to do after this. Okay. All right, so our peppers have great color. I'm gonna pull these off into my stainless steel bowl that I have. And these are gonna be beautiful. They're nice and soft, tender, and ready to be added to the board. So while I am letting the skirt steak rest, I'm gonna put some tortillas on the grill. Okay. And we'll be back in just a moment. So like I mentioned, it's so important to be cutting this meat cross grain. So I've let the beef rest for about 5 minutes after pulling it off the grill. And now I'm ready to slice it up to get our taco board made. Now, I'm gonna hold this up so you can really see it. You can see how the grains are working across here. For your angle, it's horizontally. So I'm gonna cut this skirt into 2 pieces because we want to be able to cut it cross grain, as I mentioned. We've got it like this. We want to be cutting this direction against the grain there, cross grain. So I'm gonna cut this guy off so give me a nice slice. And then this is where I'm gonna cut nice like 1/4 inch slices. So as I get all of this beef cut up, we'll get the tortillas pulled off the grill and we will dish up our taco board. So we've got our taco board made up, putting it on a charcuterie board. We love eating charcuterie style in the summer, especially when it's hot and we're busy outside taking care of animals. These boards I love are from Reluctant Entertainer. She's actually an Oregonian. Definitely check her out. She's got a lot of fun different sizes. So I love having watermelon always in the summer for the kids, especially just to stay hydrated, but it's one of my favorite snacks too. So this salad also, the street corn salad, is one of our absolute favorites. You kind of char the corn and then just add lime juice and green onions, cilantro, and a little bit of mayonnaise, but it is a treat. I think it'll be a delicious pairing with this skirt steak. Thank you for joining us this week as we grilled up some skirt steak together. If you're not grilling right now, I hope that you'll save this video and come back to it when you have some skirt steak handy. Skirt steak is such a fun cut, great presentation, quick on the weeknights. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out over my social media platforms or comment on this video, and I'd love to answer your questions to help you feel more confident on the grill.